I want to talk about the importance of focusing on solutions rather than the problems. And on the one end, for some people, it might seem counterintuitive. It's like, wouldn't focusing on the problem help me understand the problem and then get over it? On the other hand, it might almost seem kind of redundant. Like, what's the difference? If you have a problem, you want to solve it, right? But I want to go ahead and illustrate that. So, a really common one, and one that's actually extremely detrimental, almost destructive, is these broad, kind of brooding, pervasive issues like, I'm a failure. Okay, the problem with that is, like, where do you go with that thought next? I'm a failure. And that leads into other extreme, exaggerated criticisms, reflections, observations about yourself. I can't do anything right. Nobody likes me. And all you're really doing is just digging a deeper and deeper hole from which you can't get out of. Because there's no avenue from that pattern of thought that leads you out of the situation that you don't want to be in. Instead, if you look at, well, what do I want? What do I want to be? What do I want to do? So I don't want to be a failure, but that's still in the negative. But at least that's a start. I want to be. And what comes out next? I want to be a success. Okay, but at least that's positive. And then from there, you can get a little bit more constructive, a little bit clearer, a little bit more precise. What does that mean? I want to be a success. I don't know what it means to you, but I'll throw something out like, I want to publish some writing. Now you're concrete. Now you have a goal. And now you can start looking at, okay, here's where I am. There's where I want to be. What are the steps? Now you can start to see a path. And this path may feel hard, may almost impossible, but at least it's constructive. And at least it's leading somewhere. It's leading somewhere out of where you are now. So a really obvious first step might be, I need to write. I need to write something. And there's a lot of things you can do with that, but even that in itself has momentum, because you could stop your thought process right there, get on the computer, grab a notebook and a pen, and go. And if you really look at that, if you really think deeply about what's going on there, it's like, I'm on the path. I'm on the path out of being a failure. I'm on the path towards being a success. And now I'm preoccupied. My energy is focused on something productive. And so these thoughts, I just don't have the space anymore for these kinds of thoughts. And when you're finished, even if it sucks, the writing sucks, it's an accomplishment. It's a micro step towards where you want to go. So something more concrete, where it might be like, well, what's the difference between identifying this problem as opposed to focusing on the solution, might be something like, let me think. I mean, there's so many. I wake up too late. I always wake up too late. Okay, but again, where do you go with that? I mean, the obvious direction you go with that, if you want to be productive, if you want to improve your life, is I want to wake up earlier. Okay, but that's the solution. I wake up too late is the problem. I want to wake up earlier is the solution. Wake up earlier. But if you're focused on, I wake up too late, what kind of questions can you ask yourself to get out of that rut? Why do I wake up too late? All right, that might be productive, but it might not. In the end, it doesn't really matter why. So I wake up too late. Why do I wake up too late? I wake up too late because, for example, I'm lazy. Okay, now you're going off that deep end of, I'm just a problem through and through. There's nothing that can be done about it. And where does that get you? But instead, if you focus on, I want to wake up earlier, and then you ask, okay, how? What do I need to do? Well, you've identified the same issue you would have identified if you focused on the problem, except now you're headed towards a goal. So why do I wake up late? It's because I go to bed late. Okay, why do I go to bed late? I go to bed late because I watch too much TV. Why do I watch too much TV? I watch too much TV because I'm lazy. You see where that goes? Okay, I don't want to totally knock therapy and psychoanalysis and all that. There's utility to it. But on a very practical level, you could reach the same conclusion you want to reach by focusing on the solution. I want to wake up earlier. How do I wake up earlier? I wake up earlier by going to bed earlier. How do I go to bed earlier? Well, I stop watching so much TV. Okay, how do I do that? And there's a multitude of answers to that. but now you're going in a productive direction without having to dig into your past and try to uncover your psyche and all that sort of thing. So I'm a big proponent of being very, very solution focused as opposed to problem focused.